What's today? September
22nd, I think.
22nd?
23rd, I believe. Yeah, 23rd.
Sunday.
Sunday, September 23rd.
It's the first day of fall, I believe, so I brought a pumpkin.
Second day of fall.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
Well, I got a pumpkin yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know, I for a long time I didn't appreciate the fall, and then my grandma told me it was her favorite time of the year. I looked up to her, so I maybe paid more attention to the fall. Now, obviously, fall rules. Summer's cool and all, but fall is where all the beautiful things happen.
Like fucking white chicks with fucking Ugg boots and yoga pants.
Drinking pumpkin spice lattes. No, actually, I was thinking more of like chanterelle mushrooms, leaves falling, warm rains, pumpkins, if you're into that.
That's fucking wholesome as fuck, Joe.
Well, we live in a great area.
Chanterelle mushrooms.
Yeah, it's a great area we live in here.
Nah, for sure.
Yeah. I like it. I like all the seasons, though. You know, that's what I love about living up here. Is, you know, you get 4 distinct seasons. You know, I lived in Texas before moving here 30 years ago now. Shit. And I still remember it just being hot as fuck all the time.
Yeah, humid too.
Yeah.
And you'd be standing in the shade and sweat.
And windy on the coast where I'm from. But yeah, I love the fall storms that are going to come, you know, sort of whipping things around a little bit. You can always tell who the tourists or the newbies are because they have umbrellas and they're struggling with the rain.
And then you just have people like me walking straight through it, like stoic with nothing going on.
I will say that's one thing that I freaking got adapted to just living in Washington, just saying fuck it, like it's raining.
That's what it is. Yeah. Just go.
Just keep it moving.
It's water. You're getting shit on by water, the most amazing element known in the universe. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love that shit.
Yeah. And then the days are going to get shorter. I kind of like that too.
Gets darker early. We don't fall back till November though.
Yeah, we looked that up. November 4th, I believe.
It's that late?
Yeah, but I can't wait till we start getting dark at 6, because then when we do our shows at 7, it'll already be dark. People will be looking for shit to do. So
True that.
it'll be good. I think for the summer we do pretty good. Usually comedy dies down in the summer, and it's not as easy to get a turnout, but we do a pretty good job, I think.
Well, we've certainly been keeping busy with feud and comedy shows the last couple of weeks. It's
Yeah,
been good.
yeah. And I'm about to release the October calendar here in a couple days. It's going to be pretty good.
Cool.
Got at least a dozen shows going.
Oh, wow.
Got a ladies show at Hi-Fi.
Oh, nice.
A little sneak peek October 11th, 7 p.m.
Okay. Did we ever figure out the October 20th show?
That's on you.
It's on me. God, I gotta get busy.
All right, so what are we going to talk about today? What do you got planned?
Well, the seasons.
Okay.
Check.
Check.
In the world news, I think the Supreme Court hearing is the big one with Kavanaugh.
That's this Thursday.
Well, yeah, she was supposed to testify last week. The Ford, what's her name?
The victim,
Professor
yeah.
Ford Blase.
They gave her an extension. So this is what I've gathered just from reading headlines and Facebook posts. This judge nominee guy, Kavanaugh, was a teenager, and he forced himself and raped this other teenage girl.
He and his friend.
Oh, he and his
It wasn't
friend.
rape.
It was sexual assault.
She got out of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, she escaped.
Sexually assaulted this gal.
And it was him, but there was a dude in the
Yeah, it
room
was him
too.
and his friend, yeah.
Yeah, his friend was in there watching, which is just weird in itself. Dude, it's not funny.
I guess I should read the articles, but here's the thing, right? So she's coming out and she's saying I was sexually assaulted, blah blah blah. Why doesn't he just say, yeah, I did it? Like why can't he? Is it because if he says yeah, he did it, then he's never gonna be able to be a judge again?
He might face criminal charges if he didn't. I don't think there's a statute of limitations on that.
Well,
I don't know.
I'm not sure if there's a statute of limitations on it or not, but I kind of feel like why he doesn't say he did it, because it happened so long ago. First off, you know what I'm saying? That like it's effectively like his word against hers. You know, and
Except for that third guy.
Except for the third guy, true.
Is he still alive?
Oh yeah.
And but secondly too, like if he does just say I did it, you know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna assassinate his fucking character, you know, and he's probably not gonna get that Supreme Court freaking position.
Yeah, the bigger issue is that, the sex aggression is bad for sure, but rape or sexual assault's more about power and domination. And so, I think a lot of Republicans would say, do we want this kind of guy in there? Or does that even go away? I mean, so if he did say he did it, does that mean he's, for the rest of his life, that kind of person?
It's an interesting thing, because if he would have been charged at the time, he would have been tried as a teenager, not an adult, and probably would have been given some kind of classes or treatment that he had to go to, maybe juvie.
But they said 17 you can be tried as an adult.
Yeah.
And that kind of record that he carries, that he might not be able to even be a judge.
It would definitely would have changed his life,
yeah,
for sure.
He would have gone a different path.
Honestly, got truth. I feel like, especially like in the time that it fucking happened, if she would have came out then and said that it happened, then
nothing would have happened.
Nothing would have happened.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, you see these people that are like, yeah, you should have came out a long time ago, and it's like, well, actually no, because if they would have came out a long time ago, like at a house party or a family get together, and made a big old announcement of it, it would have been bad. It probably would have resulted in violence, and if there were charges, they probably wouldn't ever go outside of whatever county they were in. But if you wait till somebody actually starts doing something good in their life, like be a judge where you have to have a squeaky clean record, these things should be brought up at this time. If the victim feels like this is something that needs to be brought up, it's their right to bring it up whenever they feel just, right? Because then you can actually make a difference. You can bring something up and you can have the whole country on your side fighting for what's right, instead of just your neighborhood when you brought it up at the time.
Right.
So, I mean.
And I almost wish she would have brought it up, like, freaking then, because I feel like it would have been dismissed, like, more like a boys be boys type of thing back then. But if she had brought it up earlier and then brought it up again, now this motherfucker's doing this, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'll resurface and like, oh yeah, he fucking actually really did do that, and like. But
he had accountability and he did his time.
Right.
It would be different.
Yeah.
Well, you think about how hard it is for women to bring up sexual assault now, even
Just in general,
the Me Too movement. How bad it was back then in the late 60s, 70s, where
no one was listening to
harassment was part of life, You watch that F is for Family, Bill Burr show, and this is filled with just, that's the way it was, man.
I'll put you through that fucking wall.
Or what's his, oh man, that comedian we watched the other day.
Bill Cosby?
No.
We didn't watch him the other day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, I can't remember his name, where he was talking about how he would, like, get sexually assaulted when he was a kid, just get back on his bike and go.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know you're talking about. I can't remember, but yeah.
Like, that's just how it was back then, you know? Like, I won't be coming around here anymore. Way too many dicks. But I got a free milkshake. God, I can't believe I don't remember his name.
It does not sound like a pleasant thing.
Theo Von. His name. Theo Von. Yeah, it was such a great bit. But when it was on Netflix. It was Theo Von's special. And he was telling this joke about getting sexually assaulted as a child, and then just getting back on his bike and going. And it was just the way he physically told the joke was hilarious. But the theater that he was telling the joke at, you can tell that they just were not digging that joke, Like,
child sexual assault usually not in the top 10 things you joke about.
The premise of the joke was how times were different back then,
sure.
Versus now, which I thought he, talking about that subject, worded it very well, to where it wasn't like an attack or an offensive gesture towards anybody. It was about him being sexually assaulted.
Well, all these comedians are now having a hard time just doing the college scene because of the political correctness and the safeness and that other thing.
All right, so we just hope that she can testify, tell her story, and maybe.
Well, there's a bunch of weird conditions about her testimony. Like, she wants him to go first for the testifying, which is pretty weird.
It's
Usually
like saying hang yourself. Go ahead and hang yourself.
Or, you don't, I don't know exactly what her charges are, but here's my defense. I mean, usually somebody who's the victim says, hey, this is what happened, and then the other guy says, that's not the way I see it. She wants to go the other way, and then she doesn't want him in the room. I don't know.
No, actually, it makes sense for him to go first. It really does, because
It's not typical. It's not
it's
usual.
maybe not, but I think in this situation it is. The only thing would make it not make sense is if she planned on changing her story based off of what he said. I think it's just so that way he can say his part, and he can't change that. Because I think he would probably be more likely, if she went first, to change his story.
Right. Or go against, or go on the attack on her.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can get that a little bit, but I was watching the Anita Hill hearings. Remember Anita Hill was accusing Supreme Court nominee at the time. This is back in the late 80s. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, this is the one with the black dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name? He's a Supreme Court justice.
I can't remember, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so she, I mean, there's all sorts, and the questioning was just so bad, and you could just see that the times have changed. The sensitivity towards Anita Hill
They were
was
smoking
just
cigarettes,
horrible.
asking these weird questions.
Yeah, they weren't. They weren't smoking cigarettes and drinking whiskey.
Show me on the doll where you touched you.
Yeah, it was pretty bad though. Like, so there's some pubic hairs in your Coca-Cola. It's like, wait a minute, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
They tried to get her to watch. They said pornography films, which I thought was kind of.
Pornography images.
Yeah. Anyways, it's just.
I do remember seeing a snippet of that and how absurd that it seemed.
Well, and obviously the Democrats are wanting to stall before the November election so that they can hopefully have their members in the Senate versus the Republicans doing all the nominations. And it's clear as day that the Republicans did it when Obama had a year left and he wanted to get his guy in, and they just said nope. Well, we got to let the people decide. Now they're like, nope, you're going to do what we want. Oh, got a text message. Yeah.
All right, so what's it going to be next? Let's move on.
I think we wanted to talk about.
You guys are playing Dallas
Seahawks.
today.
Huh?
You guys are playing Dallas today.
Yeah.
That's right.
Here.
Yeah. Seahawks at 1 o'clock.
The Seahawks are 1.5-point favorites, and my prediction of the game is that it's a must-win game for Seattle at home. They're going to have to step it up and pull out all the tricks out of the bag. I think they got to stop Ezekiel Elliott, and I honestly think that they're going to come down the field in the fourth quarter and kick a field goal to win by 1 point.
It's a pretty.
That's what I think. Russell Wilson's going to lead a drive. Will Dissly's going to be the main receiver today, and our kicker is going to get a game-winning field goal.
I think we're going to lose by 14.
What?
And I think Russell Wilson's going to break his leg.
That's right. You did predict. You said week 3.
That's pretty specific,
You
too.
said week 3 he would get folded in half.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be Sierra's fault.
It'll be Sierra's fault.
Yeah.
His wife.
Oh.
I don't have any predictions, but you guys got shrugged fucking against the fucking Bears. Khalil
Yeah,
Mack was
well.
fucking eating.
We knew that was coming, though.
You did say it was going to happen, but I was just like, God damn.
You can't triple team one guy and then still protect the quarterback.
Right.
But I think Seattle's in a must-win. I mean, they don't win this game, they're kind of fucked. 0-3.
Well, they're only going to win 4 games this year, so they better get a couple.
That was your prediction. It's going to be on whether or not they can stop the run, honestly.
Well, and pass protection. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just looking horrible for the offensive line.
I think they'll step it up, though.
Yeah.
I don't think Dallas's pass rush is scary enough to really, not like the Bears was.
You guys' defense still caught up to the Legion of Boom?
No, fuck no. They're all gone.
I was just curious.
Earl Thomas is the only original member, so it's just of. And he's just playing half-assed because he doesn't want to hurt himself.
Speaking of loser teams, the Mariners are SOL now.
That's right. They got to win out. Oakland's got to lose out. And Oakland won last night, so they're fucked. But I will say about being a Seahawk fan, and I've seen a couple of friends on Facebook mention this. when your team loses, you can't be online bitching and moaning about it and then jump off the bandwagon, man. You got to be there to support every fucking week, no matter what.
I have a rule. Once they get under 10 games, when they're 10 games behind, then I can stop watching.
You're talking about Mariners?
Yeah.
I'm talking about Seahawks.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fine. What I'm saying is that even if the Seahawks go 0-15, game 16, you gotta be there rooting just as hard as week 1. You know what I'm saying? You can't just not support your team that's going out on that field every single day and giving everything they got.
I feel you, but you guys have like a lot of transplants up here that, especially like in like the past like 5 years, that just came up here
For sure.
when they were fucking doing awesome. You know.
For sure.
Well, at least if you go to a Seahawks game, most of the people there are for Seahawks. You know, you go to a Mariners game, and depending on who we're playing, there could be more fans for Boston or New York.
Dude, I went to that
Texas.
Seahawk Green Bay game, the Fail Mary game.
Mhm.
Half the crowd was Packer fans.
Really?
No shit. It was crazy. And you could tell on the video that I took because when they thought they intercepted the ball, the whole stadium erupted, and it was all Packers fans. And then after they called it a touchdown for some reason, then all the Seahawk fans erupted, and it was the same level of like excitement. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember watching that game at McLeod's, and I was just there for some reason. I wasn't there to watch the game, but then the game was on. It's like, oh, and then all these guys are cheering for Green Bay, and I was the only Seahawk fan in the room. And then they were talking trash to me, and I think it was with some girl, and so she did Seahawks stuff, so they were trashing us, you know, and then we won, it's like,
All right, so I think I think the Seahawks defense will get more sacks than the Cowboys defense, and I think the final score will be 21-20 Seahawks.
Okay, I'm saying 24-10 Dallas, and I think 5 sacks with a broken leg.
All right. Well, now that I think about it, 21-20 goes against my field goal win prediction. 23-22. I don't know.
I'm just gonna make a wacky prediction. I'm gonna say 10-3 Dallas.
10-3 Dallas.
All right.
Sloppy game or good defensive game?
I'm gonna go sloppy.
Yeah, it's
All
gonna be a
right.
shit show.
All right, so what have we got going on the calendar? We got this Thursday, we got Family Feud at Bad Bulldogs Brewery.
Oh, we do. Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
And then Friday, Kermit Apio headlines Dog Days on the 28th. And that's going to be a good show. Kermit Apio's good.
What day is that?
Friday.
Cool.
Friday the 28th.
Am I playing guitar on that one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet.
You're not on the flyer, but you'll play.
Yeah, maybe I'll see if I get somebody to sit in on the drums.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Maybe get someone to slap the bass.
Yeah. I'll make some calls.
Yeah, that'd be
See what
sweet.
happens.
That'd be sweet.
All right.
If it's a good turnout, it'll be a really good show. So
Who are we losing to next week? I mean, who's the Seahawks playing next week?
I don't know. I'm 1 week at a time, man. 1 week at a time. Probably the Rams or some shit.
Shit, the way you've been lately, it's one day at a time.
Yeah.
Mine's one drink at a time.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
Sometimes 2 or 3, but
So we cover everything we wanted to cover?
I think so. Sounds good to me.
All right. Go Hawks.